In 1994, I had to go get on government's assistance just to feed my newborn baby. That was my rock bottom. And that was because as a parent, all you want to do is provide. That's it. It's simple. I just want to provide safety and food for my baby. Somebody else was providing my food and I didn't even have Pampers. And I remember on the second day of wrapping my son in the towel, Lewis, I put my hand over his stomach and I said, "Don't worry, Jelani," with tears streaming down my face. I said, "Don't worry, son. Mommy will never, ever be this broke again." You know, it's one thing to be fiscally broke. It's another thing to be emotionally broken. And I was broke and broken. And so I didn't know abundance. I didn't know abundance existed. I didn't know abundance could happen to people who look like me. A woman, geographically from my neighborhood, I didn't know abundance can be that. I didn't see it around me. I didn't know abundance could be for someone that was in my culture. Everything was about survival and hustle. So many things. And spiritually, I didn't know that someone who loved God, who had a spiritual foundation, can also have prosperity without being perceived as greedy. I mean, everything in my environment said, not me. So, you know, the concept of bankrupt is there's nothing left. Yeah. That's the concept of bankrupt. So I like to explain it. I was bankrupt in my mess. I was bankrupt in my chaos. There was a moment when suffering became too painful. You talk about having financial resources. I realized that I needed to first believe that I could do something different. That wherever my mindset was, my bank account was going to follow. And so the big question is, how do you go from welfare to Wall Street? How do you go from public assistance to going public, which is a big leap? And there's two big things. One, I changed my mindset. People we're information junkies because we got all kind of access to information online. And we're learning all this stuff, but we're not implementing anything. I realized that I had to, at a cellular level, first, before I went to get any more information, I had to be willing to divorce and evict some belief systems that I already had. That they had taken me as far as they can take me, and now they're holding me back. Then the second thing was I went and I joined a tribe of people that would make me stand on my tippy toes. You're a culmination of all your decisions. So I wanted to make better decisions. And so I went, well, let me go learn from somebody whose life don't seem like it's a hot mess. And then let me adopt some of their behaviors. And I began to hunt. I went to conferences. They're talking money and business and corporations and ROIs and PPMs and term agreements and no habla español. I don't know what that means, but I am not leaving until I figure this out. I just know over there are a bunch of abundant thinkers living an abundant life, having abundant memories with a surplus of everything you need. Because abundance is to be an overflow of the things that you have. Abundance is just about overflow. That means that if there were a saucer under this cup, abundance would be everything. This tea flows over into the saucer and I can feed you from my saucer because I have filled my cup up enough. I use my cup for me and I feed you from my saucer. And abundance is saying I have a saucer in my relationships filled with great experiences. There's a saucer in my health and wellness. I have so much bountiful health and vitality that I can show up for you. There's a saucer with my spirituality that I can pray for you. I can forgive the perceivingly unforgivable and love the perceivingly unlovable. And then there's a saucer for my finances. And that in every area, because abundance is a 360 experience. Visualization is a gift to your heart and your soul. It's a gift. And it's real important in the visualization. You can't see it over there. You have to see it right here.
Feel it.
You got to feel it right here. Like I am. It's all I am. I am. I am in my dream home. I am in my dream relationship. And then unpack what that looks like. But most importantly, unpack what it feels like. And when you have that emotion in this moment, all of a sudden you stir up something that I don't think will ever go back to sleep. Your mind wants to literally be congruent. What it thinks is what you're doing. What it thinks is what you're doing. And so when you set up a constant, and abundant thinkers like you and I, we do it unconsciously while being grateful for my now. It's not in that I'm going to be whole and complete when I get over there. I'm whole and complete now. I just know I'm supposed to be over there. So let me do what's necessary to get over there. And let me evict any behaviors or characteristics that are stopping me, and let me adopt any new ones that I need. See, some people, you haven't pushed non-negotiable yet. You're still optional. I really would love to be successful, because the moment the rubber meets the road and you feel a little skin and it gets a little tender and a little blood may show up, and you don't want to give blood, you don't want to give sweat, you don't want to give tears. Let me just tell you, you can't take the elevator to the top. It ain't nothing but stairs. I think that people put too big of a notion on purpose, in that they think that it has to look like a Nelson Mandela or a Mother Teresa or Oprah. A lot of times what you're really good at is right in front of you. What's that thing you do effortlessly that you give no credit to? Because you're just looking past it. Oh, it can't be that because it's not hard. Well, how about it doesn't have to be difficult? But don't get attached to having to get paid for your gift. I mentioned, how can we serve more? Because if I do the right thing for the right reasons, everything I need will be a byproduct of that. You know, society allows us to has us looking at possessions. And so we begin to measure our joy and our abundance on possessions. I have a friend he's worth $14 billion. And he's on my phone asking me, please come visit me, because he's lonely. He's rich, but he's not abundant. And so don't pursue the things. Pursue the acts of service, and everything you need will come. I promise you. There are 3 types of relationships. There's a life-giving relationship, and that's the friend or the romance that lasted 1 day to 2 years. And they were in your life just to remind you still got it. They're there to remind you, stay in the game. That fire you had in your belly when we played or skated or made love or sang, keep that fire in your belly. That's a life-giving. Relationship number 1. Relationship number 2 is a lifetime. No matter what you do, someone's going to bury the other person. Friends, romance, it's just meant to be lifetime. They can get on your last nerve. Y'all ain't going nowhere. And then this 3rd type is the type that there's the most disruption in, the most chaos in, the most sadness in, the most discord in, and it's the relationship we're in the most of. That's called a purposeful relationship. And a purposeful relationship is a relationship that was brought together to serve a purpose. Once the purpose is fulfilled, the relationship will forever take a shift. It won't necessarily be over, but it is in the beginning of its decline.
This is a question I've been asking a lot recently. It is the last day for you. Everything's a race that you've created, but we have a piece of paper and a pen, and you get to write down 3 truths. The 3 things you know to be true about what you've experienced in this beautiful world. This will be the only thing we get to remember you by.
I love this question.
3 truths by Lisa Nichols. What would you say?
My 3 truths would be that you get 1,000 second chances, and every time you get to 999, you get to press reset. The second truth would be the most valuable possession, commodity, investment that you could ever make and have would be to nourish the people around you that are loving you. And then 3rd, make your dash dance. Make that dash between your birthday and this day. Make that dash dance. Make it rock this planet. Make it unapologetic. Take no prisoners. Play full out. If you're going to run fast, run hard, even at the risk of hitting the wall. Make your dash dance. My definition of greatness is living with intention to leave people better than how you found them. To allowing your breath to show up and possibly be a change agent moment for someone else. For giving yourself permission to illuminate your light so brightly that if someone is in your presence and they might be in a dark moment in life, that your light brightens their life just long enough for them to see their own possibility again. Greatness is about being willing to be used to your highest level of possibility, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's unpopular, even when you're alone, even when it's inconveniencing, you're still willing to lead.
But we call you leader not because you have the rank. We call you leader because you took the risk to trust first. Leader because you took the risk to build the relationship first. You took the risk to create the circle of safety first. You took the risk to go head first towards the vision first. That's why we call you leader.